Hello all, in today's video we are going to learn about yet another application layer program, that is electronic mail or email. Email is one of the most popular services provided by the internet today, where email allows us to send messages that include text, audio and video. Before we go into the details of email, let us talk about the 4 scenarios of sending an email. In the first scenario, we are assuming that Alice and Bob are the two application programs that would like to exchange an email. Where in the first scenario, we assume that Alice and Bob are directly connected to a shared system. Alice and Bob are directly connected to a shared system where an administrator maintains a mailbox, where an administrator maintains a mailbox used to store and retrieve mails. Alice at the sender of the email will make use of a program called as a user agent. The user agent is responsible for composing the mail for Alice, and that user agent will get the mail stored into the mailbox, and Bob will retrieve the mail with the use of its user agent program. So in this scenario where the sender and receiver of email are on the same system, we will require 2 user agents only. Let us look at the second scenario. In the second scenario, we are assuming that Alice and Bob, the two, are on different systems. They are not on the same system, they are connected over internet on different systems. So when Alice would like to send a mail to Bob, Alice will make use of its user agent program to construct a mail, and that is being stored in a queue, where a queue will maintain a list of mails that has to be sent. So we'll make use of a program called as MTA, Message Transfer Agent. This MTA will transfer the mail from one system to another system. So the user agent here will invoke a MTA client, and the MTA client will over the internet will send the mail and will give it to the MTA server. This MTA server, after getting the mail, will drop it into the mailbox, and Bob will retrieve the mail from the mailbox using its user agent. In this scenario where the sender and the receiver of an email are on different systems, we need 2 user agents and a pair of MTA client and server. You can see we need 2 user agents and a pair of MTA client and server. The third scenario shows that Alice is separated from its system. Rather, Alice is connected to a mail server using a LAN or a WAN connection. Here we are assuming that whichever devices have mails to send, they will connect to a mail server and drop their mails there. Whereas Bob is still connected to its system only. So Alice will construct a mail using the user agent, and it will invoke a MTA client program that will establish a connection with the MTA server, which will help Alice in transferring its mail to the MTA server. The MTA server at this system will store the mail into a queue, where a queue is a list of mails that are to be sent. So the MTA client here will transfer the mail from this system to the system server maintained at Bob. So the MTA client and MTA server, the mail is transmitted over the internet and stored into the mailbox, and Bob will make use of its user agent to access the mail or retrieve the mail from the mailbox. In this scenario where Alice is not directly connected to the system and Bob is directly connected to system, we will require 2 user agents and 2 pairs of MTA client server. One pair of MTA client server like this, and another pair of MTA server client like this. You can see we will require 2 UAs and 2 pairs of MTA client and server. Then coming on to the fourth scenario, which is the most common scenario these days, where both Alice and Bob are not connected to their systems directly, but they are rather connected to the system using a LAN or a WAN connection. So Alice will construct its mail using a user agent and will send through the MTA client. It will send a mail to its mail server using a LAN or WAN connection, and here the MTA server will queue up the mails in the queue, and the MTA client will maintain a connection with the MTA server over internet, and the mails are transmitted to the server system, and here they are stored into the mailbox. And now, as Bob is not directly connected to the system, Bob, to retrieve the messages from the mailbox, will make use of a program called as MAA, Message Access Agent, whereas MTA is a message transfer agent which is responsible for transmitting a message over internet from one system to another, where MTA is responsible for pushing a mail. MAA, Message Access Agent, is responsible for accessing a mail. So Bob will call for a MAA client which will pull the messages from the mailbox by connecting to a MAA server. So the MAA server will get the mails from the mailbox and give it to the MAA client, and then the mail is delivered to Bob. These are the 4 different scenarios in email. So as I told you, MTA client is responsible for pushing messages onto the MTA server, whereas the MAA client will pull the messages. The MAA server will pull messages from the client. Here we will require, in this scenario, we are going to require 2 user agents. We will require 2 pairs of MTA client and server, and we will require 1 pair of MAA client and server. Now let us see the components of an electronic mail system. The different components of an electronic mail system are a user agent, as we have already discussed. It's a program which is used to make the process of sending and receiving a message easier. We have message transfer agent, that is responsible for transferring the mail from one system to another over internet. The main protocol used behind MTA is SMTP, that we will be discussing in the next video. Message access agent, which is responsible for pulling the messages from the mailbox. The protocols used by message access agent are POP and IMAP, that we'll study in the next video. Then we have a mailbox where the mails are actually stored. It is basically a file on a local hard drive to collect the mails. And we have a spool file, the queue, where we will be storing the mails that are to be sent. The main purpose of a user agent is in composing messages, reading messages, replying to messages, forwarding messages, and handling the mailboxes. Generally, an email address consists of the address of the mailbox on the mail server @ the domain name. For example, I say arshia@kmit.in. So kmit.in is the domain name. We have learnt about the domain name space in a video made on DNS clearly. Then we have something called as multipurpose internet mail extension, the MIME extension, which is a supplementary protocol which allows transfer of non-ASCII data in an email. What do you mean by ASCII data? ASCII is a 7-bit code which can have as many as 256 characters composed. But if I want to send a message in Russian, Chinese or Japanese, which are non-ASCII characters, I will make use of a MIME extension or a MIME protocol which will allow me to send the non-ASCII data in my email. The user agent will make a message with the non-ASCII data, where the MIME protocol will convert this non-ASCII data to a 7-bit NVT ASCII data, Network Virtual Terminal. We have spoken about this NVT also in a video made on Telnet. Then the message transfer agent will transmit the mail in the NVT format only, and this message transfer agent on the receiver side will give the 7-bit message to MIME, and this MIME protocol will again translate or convert this NVT ASCII code into non-ASCII code, which is being given to the user agent, which is responsible. Here user agent is responsible for in sending, and here it is responsible in receiving the mails. So this is about your email, an application program at the application layer. Thank you.